Welcome to Retech, and today we're going to do a little bit of urban exploring. It's very different to what I normally do, but I've been trying to get a look at this place for a long time, and today it was done by accident, complete accident. It's always the case. It's when you're not trying, things sometimes just fall into place. Now, it's a bank holiday in the UK, and people are out and about, and we did the same. It was quite a nice day, and I took my little ones out for a bit of a cycle ride, which you'll see kind of a bit of an introduction to the day in the video. And basically there's an iconic building, and it's a building that most people in the UK will kind of know of. They won't have seen it. They won't know really where it is, what it looks like, what it used to look like, and so on. But if you've watched movies or productions like Micro Men, the Sinclair versus Acorn film or program that was done about 12 or 13 years ago now, you will have seen this or a representation of this building in that program. Now, the thing is with this building is that it's such an iconic part of the computer scene in the UK. It's the part of the development of everything from Acorn computers through to ARM. And without this building, there would probably not have been any ARM processors that we know today. And I believe it's something that we should try and get a little bit more detail on as to how the building ended up the way it did and who owns it and so on. And that's what my plan is going forward. So we're going to have a quick look at this urban exploration in the city of Cambridge. So let's take a look. So it's a warm and overcast day in Cambridge, and it was a nice day to go down the river for a bit of a cycle ride with the little ones. And what better day to do it on a bank holiday weekend? And it seems like a lot of other people had the same idea, so we've parked up just to grab a drink and then find out what's going on the local commons and parks. And it seems like, again, we weren't the only ones. There was a lot of people out, a lot of students having a nice day out, literally on the park and enjoying themselves. And as you can see, it was quite a peaceful atmosphere. It was quite nice to see after all of this time of not being able to do a lot. And I guess that's why a lot of people here had decided to kind of spend their day doing what they wanted to do. So after we'd kind of cycled through the greens of Cambridge and so on, and along by the river, we came to the marketplace just to have a bit of a break kind of thing, and just to really just chill out a little bit and have a look around. And I noticed that this gate that's always locked, that's always secure, that's kind of almost been rusted into place, was slightly open. And it was just as I walked past, and I thought, I wonder. So I decided to really take a little bit of a chance. What's the most someone's going to say is, what are you doing here? And I was just going to say, well, is it possible to have a look at this building? Because it forms part of the history of computers and a part of the history of Cambridge, really. And not many people actually realise that, and not many people know it exists. And that's kind of the line I was going to use if I needed to try and persuade somebody to let me have a look. But at the end of the day, it wasn't necessary, but I believe the gate was kind of left open completely by accident, and I'll guarantee it'll have been bolted shut by the end of the day. So this is what I found. Now, this is how most people remember the Acorn building from Micro Men. As you can see here, It's got the iconic staircase. It's very tidy. It's got a wide frontage to it, and if you take notice of the windows and the shape of the building, this will become kind of useful later as we go through this video. And this is how most people who've seen the video picture the Acorn building, but this is the reality. Now, this is in an affluent part of Cambridge, and it's really near a very busy marketplace. And to look around, you wouldn't think that this scruffy place was the birthplace of Arm and Acorn. And as you can see, the whole demeanour of the place is run down, and I wasn't quite sure whether or not the staircase was going to last that much longer. And climbing the stairs, you can see how bad the condition of the building is, with mesh and netting all over the exterior. And if you have a look at the beams, the steel beams, they look like they've seen better days. And again, a lot of work's needed to put this building back to any reasonable shape. Now, if we look along the building, you can see it hasn't really been used in about 3 decades or more. And the security gate on the right there has been left rusted open for a long time. The building has a depressing aura of dank and decay, an aura of a building dying on its foundations. And this is the iconic staircase you saw in the Micromen TV program, and it's not exactly the same, but you know, the idea was there. But the windows are very church-like, not the outline or depiction that was in the TV program. Very square, very industrial, very neat, very tidy. This isn't that anymore. And as we look around the building, you can see on the right hand side where the whole building's been pinned up on the right, and there's just an forgotten aura about the entire place. It's just not very good. I mean, the building itself is interesting, Cambridge white brick, sort of strangely compelling architecture, but it's kind of seen a lot better days. Now, as we go back through the fencing and down the stairs, you can see the general decay of the whole area. It hasn't been touched, hasn't been looked after, and it's just been left to rot. And it's only yards from a very vibrant marketplace, very busy, very colourful, very traditional, and a huge contrast to the building we've just seen. Now, as you can tell by the complete and utter state of the building and the area it's in, it's been neglected for a long time. And this building forms, as I said, a essential part of the building blocks of the computer industry in the UK. And it also forms the essential building blocks for what later became ARM, which, you know, paradoxically stands for Acorn RISC Machine. So you got Acorn RISC Machine ARM processors. So yeah, it's you know, a bit of a mouthful, but that's basically what it stands for. And it's a legacy of the Acorn computer and Acorn computing days. And it's a building, I believe, that people should know about, but it's also a building, I believe, that should be renovated, used as a historic landmark. You know, it's hidden away, it's hard to get to, it's in such a poor condition that it's going to take a lot of work to put right. But I'm guessing if it was ever done and put right to a point where it could be used, it could be a foundation for a centre for development, for people to go along and basically use it as a workshop, or, you know, something along that nature to kind of carry on its legacy a little bit. Because we have the Sinclair building in Willis Street, only less than a mile or so away from that building, and it's part of the universities now, and it's actually a data center for the university's administration center and so on. So it's being used every day, and it's got Sinclair's name, and it's called the Sinclair building on a plaque outside of it. And, you know, it's no less important or no more important than this building in the grand scheme of things. And also not far from the original Acorn building, we have Science of Cambridge, which became Sinclair Research, which is literally a stone throw away, and it's available for most of the public to kind of wander past and look at. And to be honest, the vast majority of the public don't realise that it was the original Sinclair Research Science of Cambridge building, because there's nothing on it to say what it was or what its past history was. And I think it's a bit of a shame, because all around Cambridge you have buildings and areas like this that form the backbone of the computer industry, not only for the UK but for other parts of the world. In fact, for all over the world, including the USA, because a lot of the British machines were exported to the USA at the time. So yeah, I think this building should be saved, should be used for something other than being a derelict building that's just slowly falling apart. And I think if there's anybody who really wants to get involved with that, well, that'd be a good thing to try and save this building and repurpose it. So my idea is I'm going to go and find out a bit more about this building. I'm going to find out who owns it, what it's used for, if it is at all, and whether or not it could be repurposed for something else. So yeah, that's a bit of a challenge, but I'm going to see what I can come up with. I can't guarantee anything, but it's worth a go, and I'll keep you posted as I find things. Okay, so anyway, once again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this urban exploration within Cambridge. There's a lot more buildings, and there's one literally 5 minutes around the corner from myself, which I might look at a little bit later. But we have Sinclair Computers, which produced the Lynx. We have Acorn, Auric, and many others scattered around Cambridge, are within walking distance of each other. So thanks for watching, hope to see you soon, and please subscribe if you like it, and we'll do a bit more content later. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.